What's up, guys, and welcome to this week's Waterfowl Wednesday. And on today's Waterfowl Wednesday, we're going to be talking about my boat blind setup. Now, I've had lots of people ask me questions and send me messages about my boat blind setup, and I've got an older video on my channel from where I was building the blind about 3 seasons ago. But so I figured, you know, what the heck, let's go ahead, let's do a kind of an up-to-date recap and just go over the boat blind and the setup that I have. So stick around, because Waterfowl Wednesday starts right now. What's up, guys, and welcome back to this week's Waterfowl Wednesday. And like I said, we're going to be going over my boat blind setup this week. Now, I got the boat hooked up to the four-wheeler, and we're going to pull it out here in just a second, and we're going to go over everything. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. If you want to pick up a Black Belt Waterfowl t-shirt, go head on over to Instagram at Black Belt Waterfowl on Instagram. Send me a DM over there and let me know what size you want, shipping information, all that, and I will get a shirt out to you. They're $24 a piece. I have medium through 2X. They're all $24 a piece with free shipping. So if you want a shirt, head on over there and let me know. Just send me a direct message. Also, guys, teal season is here. It's fixing to start here in Alabama in just a couple of days. Well, actually, when this video airs, it'll actually already be in. But teal season is here, and hopefully we're going to be posting some teal hunting videos. We got a collab hunt coming up in Mississippi with myself, Magnolia Flyways, and True Southern Waterfowler. So be looking forward to that coming up. But that's going to be around the end of teal seasons when we're going to do that on the 25th. So you can be looking for that video coming as well. So for sure, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And if you like this video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out a lot when you do that. And now, without further ado, let me get this boat pulled out and we're going to go over this blind. Y'all stay tuned. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Waterfowl Wednesday. On today's Waterfowl Wednesday, like I said before, we're going to be talking about my boat blind setup. Now, I've been asked a lot about this setup, so I'm going to go over it briefly right now. Well, what we got here is my boat blind, okay? And as you can see right now, it is packed up in the ready for the road position, for the lack of better terms. All right. Now, you can take this blind off by yourself in about 5 minutes or less. No tools required. 4 pins, 4 little arc clips, and it's off or back on. Doesn't take just a second. Now I'm going to show you this. Let me show you how it attaches to the boat. All right. Let's see. Let's go to this side right here. All right, if you look right here, see, I've got like a little L angle bracket with a pin and an arc clip. You see that arc clip right there? That is what holds that on there. Now there's 4 of them. There's one there, and there's one right there up in that hole for that side. One right there. And then obviously one on that side, one on each corner. You just pull that pin out, pull the arc clip pin out, pull the bolt out or pin, and then it falls out. And then I always keep those pins, I put them back in the hole, stick the arc clip in it so I don't lose my pin or my arc clip. So now that's how the boat blind attaches to the boat. Super simple. It doesn't flop going down the road. You might think it would by the way it just sits on there, and it just lays down the edge of the boat, but it does not. It doesn't flop. Like going down the road, it don't do that number. It just rides right where it's at. All right, now I've got it, you know, I've got the blind all tied up with bungee cords and all that, and it's packed up position. So anyway, so now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn the camera off. I'm gonna set the blind up. Okay, super simple, one man can do it. I'll go over that once I get it set up. If I had another set of hands or a cameraman, then I would obviously film me setting it up, but I don't have that capability today. I'm by myself. So, but it's simple, 2 pins, no tools required. You hear the church, they're gonna play some music now. But anyway, it's a bolt that goes through there, goes into that hole right there. Same on the front. Uh-oh, shirt snagged. Hole there, hole there. So that's how that works. So stay tuned. Let me get the blind set up and I'll tune you back in. All right, what's up guys? I got the boat blind set up now. As you can see behind me, I've got, that's the entire boat blind set up, top folded over, all of that. It's on there. See, I've got the front piece camouflage covered up over the light bar, whole 9 yards. Now we'll walk around so you can see the back side of it. I'm glad I'd actually decided to do this video, because I've got to fill in some places where I've lost some grass and whatnot, but I got a whole roll of this grass in there, so I'll fill all that in later and make it look more like that top. And it did look that way, but getting it out, you know, setting the blind up, you know, 40-50 times throughout the season, you tend to lose some stuff. So, and it's just kind of half hitched in there and wove in there, so you lose it. But this is the outside of the blind. Obviously, like I said, it has extra camouflage, and what all this does is it folds over up to here, and then when I let the top down, it all sandwiches up in there, and then, you know, I just roll it up. See, I've got a little piece of PVC pipe is actually what's in there, and then when I start packing it up, what I'll do is I'll roll it and roll it and roll it, and just keep rolling it like that until it gets up there to that top, and then I'll fold it and lay it over up top. When you set it up, take the bungee cords down and just let that go, and it sets up. It'll weight itself, and that keeps the wind from blowing it around and all that type stuff. So I may have to and this is the end of the boat where the motor is. It's got extra fabric that goes over the motor that drapes down. She kind of fell down when I started rolling that up, but as you can see there, motor's covered up good, and this will be the front side. See, this is the top. See, the hunters would be down inside here, inside the boat. Got some fabric drapes up at the front's pretty good on some camouflage. I'm gonna add some new grass on it as well, but really got to do the back. That's a big deal. So do some work on these corners, all that type stuff. But normally it would be, yeah, got some things on the inside that fixes it, that holds it up, and it wouldn't be making that sharp point with that droop like there. Once if I was inside, it would be pulled over. But anyway, all right, if you'll give me just a minute, I'm gonna set the camera down. I'm gonna get inside the boat, and I'll show you you know, what it looks like from the inside and kind of go over that side of it. So y'all stay tuned. All right, what's up guys? We inside the boat blind now. We set up, and if you'll look right here across the top, you'll see what I did was I cut some holes. Got one there and I got one down there. Now the reason for that is so when we're calling and we're working birds, and this is where I would be sitting, by the way, I'd be sitting right here. But as we're calling and we're working birds, we can kind of peep up, kind of turn and look, and we can see where they are as we're working them. But you know, like I said, this breaks up our outline, so maybe hopefully they can't see us down in here. We got the top grassed in pretty good, and like I said, I'm going to add some more earlier, but I would be sitting out here, and Cade, I got some seats we set up in here. Cade would be down there and he'd be watching from that end. But yeah, this is the blind. This wind blocker that I call it ain't nothing but a tarp. That's what I use. A lot of people use canvas, and that's okay, you can do that. I don't really like the canvas. There's nothing wrong with it, but with my experience with it before, you have to be careful with it, because if it gets good and wet, sometimes it will mildew and it'll begin to stink and all that. And these tarps, I can come home from a hunt if it rained, and I can just set the blind up, and within an hour it's done drip dried and dried off, where a canvas gets soaking wet and it'll take it a while to dry out. Forgive me guys, I'm sweating, but it's South Alabama and I'm set up inside this blind, and it is hot as the devil's living room in here, so I'm sweating. But anyway, this is the blind. The tarp keeps the wind and the rain off of you, and that's pretty much how it works on the inside. Well, you get it set up, you know, you've got those 4 pins like I told you. You got one down there, and then you've got one, you got one right here. You can see that pin kind of goes in there, comes out, and you got your R clip. And then once you set it up, you fold it up, and see this runner here, this is your top. Okay, well, this one, you got your 2 holes drilled I showed you earlier. You just pick it up, and I do it by myself like this. I take my arm and I squeeze both of these and I pick up. See the slack it gets in it, and I just shove that bolt through there, and that bolt holds it. And that's all you have to do. And it's the same on this end, same on the front. I just take my arm, I run it through there, pick it up, and see the slack, you just shove that bolt through there and it holds it. I had to build this little bracket right here for the top. It's got a bolt through there so the top will let up and down, and that's pretty much it. You know, what we do is we just kind of sit here, you know, we're watching ducks, we call it, you know, we get some ducks coming in, they're decoying, and all I do is I'm holding my gun in one hand, and then the other hand it's free, and I stand up and I hit this top, push it back, we stand up, we shoot, and the top is folded down, you know. And then we get out, we go pick up our birds, we get back in the boat, we grab the top and we fold it over, and then we're back in the blind, we're ready to go. So it works really good. I know a lot of people say, man, why in the world are you sitting in the boat blind? Well, it's not my first choice. You know, I would prefer to wade or be in a panel blind or something like that, but my daddy always took me hunting with him. He never left me at home. My dad is not a duck hunter, my dad's a deer hunter, always has been. But with that being said, he never left me at home. He always took me. And I do the same thing with my boys, Cade and Kason. Wild Man, as some of y'all know him, that's what we call him. But Wild Man is 6 years old, and he, you know, he's a little fella. He can wade in some water, you know, it's shallow for the most part. He can get out in there, but he gets cold pretty quick, and so we typically try to hunt out of the boat blind when he's with us, because I can keep the wind off of him, rain, whatever it may be. I can set up a little small propane heater if I need to. I can keep him warm, and 9 times out of 10 he's piled up in the floor asleep anyway, but he couldn't do that if we were waiting. So, you know, that's what us daddies do. It's the sacrifices we make, you know, for our kids to get out there in the outdoors and have a good time and experience it with us. So, you know, as he gets older, you know, we probably won't do this as much. We'll probably still hunt out of the boat blind some, because we hunt river systems and flats off of the river, and the depth of the water is all determined by the dam up here. So you may go out there today and it be just over knee deep, and then you get a good rain and it jumps up to 4.5 or 5 foot deep, and you know, then you can't wade. So if you're gonna hunt, you got to hunt off a boat blind. So that's, you know, another reason we have a boat blind. But yeah, this is the blind. It's a pretty simple build. It's all made out of 3/4 inch aluminum conduit, and in my corners, what I did on my corners, you can't tell it because I've got it wrapped in some stuff, but you can get the pre-bent, they're already bent 90s, and they've got some little adapters that will slide over with couplings, and they have some set screws, and you just tighten them down. Now, with that being said, those little adapters, little couplings for the aluminum conduit, with what we're doing with it, they will break. Okay, so because what happens is when you pick up on your blind, you've got some slack right here. That 90 wants to bend, you know, like that inside inside that coupling. So what I did was, I don't know if you can tell it right here, but see that yellow looking stuff? Okay, that is, it's like a cast. It is hard as a rock. What that is fiberglass pipe wrap. You can pick it up at your local hardware store, Home Depot, whatever it may be. I'll actually put a link in the description if you want to pick some up. But what it does, it works, it comes with a resin. It's already got the resin in it. You set it in some water, it has to soak for like 5 minutes. Take it out and you wrap it just like a cast, and when that sucker dries, I mean, as you can see right here, it is hard as a rock, and then that strengthens those couplings and they won't break. Now what I did was, because on the ends of that fiberglass wrap, whenever you're putting it on, the ends, they want to kind of, watch my hand, they want to kind of stick up like that. So I took some brown tape or some duct tape, and I just wrapped those edges and got it tight, and that held it, and it's set up, and it's hard as a rock. And this blind has been on this boat now for, this will be the 4th duck season that I've got out of this blind. And this blind was built from trial and error. I have built boat blind after boat blind after boat blind, and they would always end up breaking or not working out. And you take enough errors over the years and you finally can put together a good blind, and that's what I've done. And this blind has lasted me a long time, and it will continue to last me. Now all I have to do every year is like what I've got to do now. I've got to add some more grass to it and get it, you know, brushed back in best I can. And even once I get it on the water, once I get ready to set up, I anchor the boat down, stake it down. I've got some spuds that I use that I stake through the ground into the mud, get the boat where it won't move. And I'll get it up next to some grass or some brush, some trees, whatever, and I'll get the blind set up and brushed in, and I'll even get out and cut some stuff to kind of add to it to break up the outline of the boat, because that's the most important thing with a boat blind, is you can hide yourself, but hiding the boat is the problem, you know, because it's a big rectangle for the most part. So you have to cut some brush from around you to break up the shape and the outline of the boat so it doesn't stand out. But anyway, yep, that's the boat blind, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this week's video. I'm going to get out of here and cool off because I'm about to melt sitting out here, and I'm going to start adding some more of this grass around the outside of the boat where it needs it. And until next week, guys, y'all bust them up.